Hey everyone, thanks for checking out another video here on Start Your Systems. Obviously, I am not Kellen. My name's Alex Heckman. You may have seen some of my videos here on Start Your Systems. It's been a little while, but I made a couple MX Simulator edits that have been featured on this channel here. And I also made the last two team edits as well. And I've uploaded joined Kellen in a couple of his track walks and various other videos as well in the past. So you may have heard of me. I've been around for a little bit. I've been on SYS I've been on it since 2019. I don't know how many years that is off the top of my head. But today we're going to be taking you guys through episode 1 of the Road to Anaheim 1, Road to 2023 A1. I'm going to be preparing myself to try to get ready for the series. So last season I did a series like this on my own channel, kind of just a few different styles, one just talking about my goals and also some of the fun races I did. So we're going to be doing something very similar to that this year, but with a little twist. So this first episode is going to be me talking about my goals, what I'd like to achieve this season. But then in other episodes, I want to bring in other people. I'm going to be bringing in a couple other team members from SYS and maybe even some other people as well to talk about their goals for the season and what they want to achieve. And I feel like that way it's not just about me. It might get pretty boring that way, but we're going to also involve other people. I feel like that would be pretty entertaining to watch. So before I get into my goals for the season and what I would like to achieve in 2023, I want to talk just for a brief minute about the track that I'm on right now. This is called the Abandoned Quarry. It's built by Matt Robb. This is just half of it. The other half has more tracks. I can't remember the total number, if it's 15 or 16 different tracks. But these are actually replicas of the 2023 track maps. Matt Robb made all of them in this sweet, like, abandoned quarry look. You can see there's another track down there. There's tracks up on the hills all around us. Really sweet look. And this track is, as you can see over there on the left, Anaheim 1. So this is the track layout that we'll be racing on come January. Obviously, RF may have a little different build. Very rarely is it ever the same from one track builder to the next. So, but it's still really cool to have a creator like Matt Robb build all of the tracks ahead of time. It allows us to at least kind of get an idea of what the rhythms are going to be like, what the sections are going to be like, and maybe even an idea before we go in, because obviously we only have like 45-50 minutes to qualify. So if we can kind of have a head start and know at least what the track map's going to be like, it's a big help when it comes to qualifying for the pro races. So in the episodes that we do, we'll probably play a few different of these, as I've been using them to try to prepare for 2023. They have a nice flow to them, so I enjoy playing them. Probably also hop on a couple other different tracks as well, depending on who is joining us in that episode. So, I'm talking a little bit about my goals for this upcoming season. I'm going to briefly talk a bit about how last season went and why last season went the way that it did. 2022 was probably my worst year ever playing MX Simulator at least professionally. I only made 2 main events. I think I finished last in both of them, or at least pretty darn close to them. And coming into the season, I had the goal of getting a couple top 10s. So it was a big wake-up call to realize that I could barely even make main events with the amount of prep time that I had put in. I thought I had put in enough prep, but evidently I hadn't. I do apologize for how poorly I'm playing right now. I actually recorded this video once already, just to realize my microphone was not on, so we're doing it again. But anyways, last season was a bit of a bust for me. I thought I had done enough prep playing beforehand, but I hadn't played at all, or at least barely at all in 2020 due to other things going on in life. So 2021 was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to come back and try to pick up where I left off. That was a sweet 360. And I wasn't really able to do that. I didn't even make a night show one round. I was not riding like I used to be able to. I'd lost my consistency. So this year I'm spending a little bit more time playing the game. When I got back into it last year, I spent time making some videos. I spent quite a bit of time getting the setup ready because I make all the skins for the team. As you can see, this year I already have pretty much all of it done. The only thing I don't have done is the helmets. I'm just waiting on the design to come back from a buddy of mine that I'm having do it because I don't enjoy doing helmets, so I asked somebody else to do it for me. But we're running Thor gear and obviously a KTM, which is pretty cool. Big thanks to Braden Carter for helping us out with that. But back to the subject at hand. My 2022 season was absolutely terrible, and I attribute a lot of it to the fact that I didn't put in enough playing time beforehand. So I'm dying here, trying to remedy that this season by putting in at least an hour almost every night. I've been playing a lot with Ethan Parks, teammate, and my little brother Colton, who's also joining the team this year. And like I kind of mentioned, having these tracks at our disposal is great for preparing for next season. Tracks aren't super challenging, but you still have to be precise, and there's some bigger lines that you can hit if you feel like being sendy, which usually I'm not anymore. I used to be, but not anymore. So with that being said, that's kind of why I didn't have a great 2022. 2021 and 2022, I didn't really play a whole lot. 2019 was my last good season, at least I'd consider it a good season. I got national number 69 just from doing Supercross. I made almost every main event I tried for and just had a couple top 10s, I believe. So that was a pretty good season, and I thought I could have a similar season last year, and that obviously was not the case. So another thing that I did last year was just kind of ran the same setup that I'd been using for, I don't know, 5-6 years. Didn't really ever change it. Decided to take a different approach this year. I reached out to the reigning two-time Supercross or 450 Supercross champion, Braden Carter. He hooked me up with a setup, both 450 and 250, that I really like. Evidently, obviously, I'm playing the 450 right now. I'm going to be starting the series on the 450 and then hopefully switching over to the 250 come East Coast. So I have a good base setup for both bikes right now. I probably feel more comfortable 450 Supercross than I ever have. Well, I'm saying that, but I really haven't tried a road yet I'm really just trying to get a feel for the game again. Obviously, I don't have a road on right now. I don't know if that's going to change when I start getting on a road again. But as far as goals for this season, the biggest one for me, good lord, I haven't had this many issues since before I changed setups. But the biggest goal for me this year is to try to make main events. Last year I was trying to get had the goal of top 10s, which was really unrealistic. So I'm not really going to set a position that I want to be at. I really just would like to make main events. I want to set a goal of 10 main events this year. That's combined between 450 and 250. So all 250 mains and probably most or half of the 450s that I try for, I feel like is pretty achievable. My biggest problem last year wasn't my speed necessarily, it was my consistency. So I feel like wow, that sucked. I feel like by playing more beforehand, that'll help improve my consistency, and having sweet tracks like this to practice on, getting used to the layouts is going to be a big help as well. So that's my basic goals for this year. Obviously, we'll see how they play out. Once the season starts, I will most likely be posting my races over on my own personal channel, which is Heckman Productions. Have a link to it down below. Also have a link to these tracks down below if you'd like to check them out for yourself. I don't know if Kellen's planning on doing a track walk or not on this compound, but it would be pretty sweet if he did. But it'd take a while with how many different tracks there are. But anyways, if you are interested in watching my races once the series does start, make sure to go check out my channel. I'll be posting stuff over there. I don't do a whole lot of video game stuff over there on my channel as of right now, but with this being the winter and I live in Michigan, not going to be doing much real life riding, if any, the next few months. So that means more time for MX Simulator content. So make sure to go over and check out my channel if you'd like. And I think that's about going to do it for this video. Why did I not try to quad that? It's about going to do it for this episode. Just the first episode, nothing too crazy. Like I said, we're going to bring in some other people for the next couple episodes to try to switch things up and give you guys a little more insight into what goes into preparing for a MX Simulator Supercross season. But like I said, thank you so much for checking out this video, and we'll see you in episode 2.